Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I was hoping to be able to go live on both Facebook and TikTok tonight, but ran into a technical issue on the TikTok side. So here we are together on Facebook tonight, and I'm so glad to welcome you. I'm just going to settle in myself because that was not expected. So I need to calm. Tonight we're going to talk about animal wisdom and calming our nervous system, which I could use right now. And maybe you could too. It's been a week. We have a new moon Saturday, but it's like 2 a.m. So it really starts, the new moon is Friday night, basically, and full moons, or apologies, new moons and full moons, their energy expands before and after the peak. So even though the peak is Friday night, we're already in the energy of this new moon. And I've been feeling it this week. Like, I've had some really beautiful moments, beautiful parts of the week, and other parts have been really tired and just needing to rest. Or tears out of seemingly nowhere without any conscious reason or cause, but still feeling that emotion. And these things happen, the just like the moon affects the tides of the ocean, we're made up of a lot of water. It affects us too. And just all throughout life, there's many things that pull us in different directions. And so it's really wonderful to learn these tools that we're going to talk about tonight about how to recognize that our nervous system is dysregulated first and foremost, and then how to bring ourselves back to center. And so I'm so glad to see everyone here. Thank you so much for joining. Just going to bring up what I have to put in front of me here. And I also would like to be able to see the comments. So let me expand that really quick. Okay, wonderful. Thank you for your patience with me there. So tonight, I'd like to talk and share with you a little bit about animal wisdom. Some of the beautiful moments this week, I've had some visits from some animals. I had a deer visit me in my backyard, just walking very calmly along and turned to look at me. I've had a hawk come and spend some time with me, and he flew really close. And I just love when those things happen and I get to witness them in real time and just drop into those moments. And they have so much to teach us. They're always in the moment, right? And we can learn from that. So as we're coming together, I'd like to just invite you to settle in to your space, to your sacred space, and this community, this gathering sacred space. I've set a beautiful sphere of protection around each and every one of us as we gather here together to spend time co-creating and cultivating a feeling of peace as we share and learn together. And I pray that you feel that as well. So welcome again as we gather together to explore the divine wisdom that lives within all of us. And again, the animals are our greatest teachers. They carry ancient wisdom about how to move through the world, and their nervous systems know how to regulate naturally. They don't have to think about it, whereas we need to remind ourselves. So when a threat arrives in the natural world, they instinctively respond in their own special ways. We'll talk about a few different ones tonight. They respond in their own way, and then they're able to return to peace naturally. They shake off what's no longer a present issue. So as we come together and people are still arriving, thank you so much for being here. Let's take a moment to just take a deep breath in together and welcome that clear, nourishing breath of fresh air. Just notice how your body feels. Notice how you feel, where you're positioned, wherever you're, hopefully you're sitting comfortably somewhere. Notice what your body is against, what you're sitting on, if your feet are on the ground. And just let your breath find its natural rhythm tonight, like an animal settling into rest. We're just going to naturally be here together. And so, in ancient wisdom traditions, we understand that animals are our medicine teachers. And I know that in different parts of the country, we get to see different creatures. So, if you'd like to say hello in the comments and let me know where you're tuning in from, or if you've had any animal visits lately, I'd love to hear about that so that we can welcome one another as we arrive. And as I just mentioned, the animals, their instincts are so strong. They never forget how to handle things. It just comes naturally to them. And sometimes we lose that natural wisdom of regulating our nervous system. So it takes the intention to want to do so. And it's so worth it. So think about the deer. I had a deer visit me earlier this week. And so when I think about the deer and how she moves or he moves through their life, if they hear something, they don't think about it. Their body just responds instantly. Their heart rate spikes. They notice the potential and current danger. Their muscles tense. They become hypervigilant. They usually just stop and look and perceive. That's her sympathetic nervous system. That's what we call fight or flight. And it's the perfect medicine for that moment. She really needs it, regardless of what the threat is. It's important for that to naturally rise for her. But here's where the magic happens and where we can learn from her. Once the predator passes, she doesn't carry a story about what happened or whether she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. She doesn't analyze what went wrong. She doesn't worry about what she looks or smells or, you know, she she literally just shakes. She shakes it off. Her whole body trembles and she releases that survival energy. As quickly as it showed up for her to protect her, she lets it go. And then she returns to grazing and being present in her moment, whatever she was doing. Her nervous system immediately reset. I've also seen a little bunny rabbit. So the rabbit brings us ancient wisdom of stillness. When they're overwhelmed, they don't fight it. They freeze. They honor that freeze moment. And freezing isn't failure. Sometimes when things come up out of nowhere, you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do. You just gotta stop for a moment. When fighting is not an option, when running away is not an option, the earth and the animals teach us. This is divine feminine wisdom of conservation, waiting for the right moment. And by the way, we all have feminine and masculine qualities. Every one of us. So when I mention a feminine quality, even if you're, uh, you're presenting or stating that you're a man, you have a feminine side as well. And that wisdom knows that sometimes it's just time to take a moment. Just wait, just a moment, you know? And the bear. Oh, the bear. Now, I haven't seen a bear lately. But I love what the bear teaches us. The bear teaches us about healthy boundaries. When her cubs are threatened, there is no apology. She is protecting them fiercely. Her nervous system activates and she comes out ready to take care of her babies, right? And of course, we don't have to be that fierce unless the situation calls for it. But she reminds us that it's healthy to set boundaries to protect what's dear to us, our peace, our babies. You know, we were built for that. And then when the threat passes, she returns back to fishing in the stream or exploring and finding berries or whatever she does immediately. The birds. I love watching the birds. And they teach us about returning to song, which I think is so beautiful. After the hawk passes through the forest, there is still a period of silence. But gradually, that first bird begins to sing again, and then another. They don't wait to be certain. They test the waters to see if it's safe. And then they call out to their community, and they all begin singing together again because the threat is past, right? So let's take a moment. How is everyone feeling today? I'd love to see in the comments if you'd like to share whether how you're feeling now or if you've also gone through some different emotions throughout this week. I'd love to support you and we can talk about that specifically. And if you're not in a place where you can drop a comment, I understand. But let's take a moment to recognize what our nervous system is telling us right now. Our bodies are constantly giving us information. But if we're moving too fast on to the next thing, paying attention to everything else but ourselves and how we feel, it's hard to listen. So let's just take a moment to slow down and notice. Take a breath and just tap into different parts of your body. Scan your body in your imagination from head to toe. Or notice your breath. Is it shallow? Are you able to take a deep breath and breathe slowly for a moment? Or feel your heart rate? Sense the temperature in your hands or your feet? Just take a moment to check in. There could be some signals that your body wants to share with you. Or, like I was feeling right before I started this live, I was a little revved up because what I was intending to do wasn't cooperating. So I had a moment of my heart racing, feeling a little tense, maybe a little irritable. So if you're feeling that, that's completely understandable and okay too. Things arise each day that affect our emotions in different ways. Your nervous system, when you feel that way, when you feel amped up and like you could fight with the next person that looks at you wrong, that's our fight mode, right? You're ready for battle. Even if there's no real enemy, it it naturally arises. Or if you're feeling restless, like you can't sit still or your mind is racing, you want to escape this moment or even this conversation, that's flight energy. Your system is preparing to run. These are all completely natural. But we're going to talk and practice a little bit about how to come back to the peace that's always available within you. You could also be feeling heavy or numb or disconnected, like it's foggy in your brain or your body feels just like it needs to just sink into the couch. I had that day this week too. That's freeze mode. Your nervous system has gone into a protective stillness. And again, none of these are wrong. They're all very intelligent responses that your body has learned and does naturally. We're going to work with them, not against them. So as you're tapping into how your body feels now, let's pretend. Let's play pretend together. Let's make this fun. Imagine your nervous system as one of those animals. We'll go through a couple of them together. But for right now, don't think too hard. Just notice. Are you a bird with ruffled feathers? A deer scanning the horizon? A rabbit frozen in the headlights? What resonates with you right now? No wrong answers. Your inner animal is showing you exactly what your nervous system needs you to know. And if your animal feels agitated or alert, that's information. If it feels like it wants to collapse and hide, that's medicine. Or if it feels curious and exploratory and just taking it all in, we can honor that too. So we'll take a moment and thank our inner animal for showing us, for carrying this nervous system wisdom that we're tapping into now. So let's practice together. If you want, you can stand up. I'm going to remain seated. I'm quite cozy here on the floor with you, grounding. But let's do the deer shake first. These are some ways that you can honor and work with these natural system responses. And anytime, pardon me, let me grab some water there. Um, Thank you. So anytime you feel an energy rising and you're just not sure what to do with it, you can shake it off. There is a song about that, right? So this is the deer's natural discharge, or even your dog after you give them a bath immediately. What are they going to do? Shake it off. Even if you dried them, they're still going to shake. So just if you want to, you can imagine that you've just escaped something that felt dangerous. It could be a difficult conversation, a stressful situation, and your body is still feeling the tremors, right? You're still holding that energy. And you can begin by just shaking your hands, shaking off water. You can, however feels good to you, just shake a little bit. And then you can let it go up to your shoulders. Let's play together, you know? Just shake. Just let that energy shake. You can take your hand from your shoulder down on your fingers and wipe that energy off. That feels good. And you're just intending to remove that energy that you don't need anymore. The situation is past. The conversation's over. It's organic. It's just a natural way to let that energy leave your body. Like we do in other times that we've gathered, you can just use your breath, where you're breathing in the peace and you're breathing out the tension. And when you're shaking, if your body decides to continue shaking and trembling, welcome it. You are moving that energy. This is ancient medicine. The body knows. The body is so wise and knows how to handle these things. And when you lean into it and help shake it out or dance it out, put on some music, just ecstatic dance. um, and then after, when it feels complete, just you can slow it down and then be still for a moment after you've slowed your movement and notice any sensations that arise. That's called integration. After you've done energy processing, you can take a still moment to integrate what you've done. So that was the deer's response. And with the rabbit, we can honor the wisdom of freeze, of being still. Sometimes it's the most powerful thing we can do. Absolutely nothing in that moment. So when you're still, it's not like you're hiding. You're still alert. You're just being still and observing yourself and what's going on around you. And you can feel into your body's intelligence in this moment. You can be still without shutting down completely. This is the rabbit's gift, conscious stillness. So we can honor that by allowing ourselves to just be still, just for a moment. That's perfect medicine sometimes. How are you guys feeling? I would love for anyone that would like to drop something in the comments and share with me how this feels for you. Doing a little bit of play energy work tonight. Let's move on to the bear. So this is boundaries, right? The bear shows us boundaries. So think of something in your life that needs your fierce protection, your peace, your family, your creative work, your healing journey. This is a moment where you're planting your feet on the ground. This is, this is where I draw the line, right? Sense that strength in the body. Take up space like Mama Bear. This is my peace. This is my home. These are my people. You can practice saying no out loud. No, this is not okay. And sometimes that's hard. It feels challenging to say no to people. But when it comes to your peace, when it comes to protecting your loved ones and what's important to you, no is a powerful one-word sentence that you have every right to say. Or if you really want to dig into it, you can growl. Let your nervous system remember its power to protect what matters. It's completely natural and okay to do so. And finally, now that we've been so fierce, we can go to the beautiful birds' message and medicine of returning to song. Once you've stood your ground and said no, that doesn't align with me, that is not in alignment with what I want for my life. No, thank you. You can come out of that fierce protective mode because you've stated your boundary, you've stood firm, and you feel confident about that. And we can practice returning to joy, to connection, to our natural voice. If you're protecting your family, then the very next thing you do is you turn around and you make sure they're okay. You look to your community. Are you all right? Right? Am I okay? And once you know and recognize that everything's okay, it's time to return to our natural state. You can place a hand on your heart and begin with just gentle humming, any tone that wants to emerge. All voices are beautiful. You can sing a full song if you want, but just humming, like that very first bird after the threat has passed and the silence and the stillness have passed. You can simply, whatever feels good. You can gradually let your voice go stronger or even speak words of gratitude and love. As we've talked about before, your body really loves to hear your own voice, especially when you're calming and soothing yourself. And just notice how your nervous system responds to your own voice, to the humming. You can feel that vibration in your throat and in your chest, and it really calms your vagus nerve here. And your hand on your heart feels like a nice hug. And you can even feel those vibrations. Right? And how did those feel for you tonight? Playing and learning and remembering the ancient wisdom that the animals teach us and messages that they share with us. that we can utilize in our own life. Now, I know we've gone through quite a few practices, but let's take another moment to notice how your body feels now compared to when we started. Were you able to move some energy that wanted to move today? And which animal resonated with you most? If you'd like to drop in the comments, which animal felt like it was supporting you today, or which you might remember the next time a situation arises, which one feels like it would be a really soft and sweet place to remember to go to. In ancient wisdom traditions, we understand that healing happens in a spiral, not in a straight line, not linear time. These things come and go, and we get to keep practicing over and over and over again. So you might need the stillness right now. You might need to set a boundary tomorrow. You might need to shake it off or dance. All of these tools are available for different situations as they arise. And trust your inner animal to guide you. So I do hope that some of these practices feel easy and simple and playful and fun to help you shift your nervous system. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more ease, more space to breathe, more connection to your own natural rhythms. Can you imagine what your life would feel like if you could access the calm and grounded energy more often than not, instead of feeling like a startled deer or rabbit all the time? What if you could return to your natural song like a bird? What if you could shake off the stress like it's your instinct, your second nature, without even having to think about it? Here's what I know to be true. You have this wisdom already living in your bones, in your DNA. It's all there. And sometimes we do need support remembering how to access it, especially when life feels overwhelming or we've been stuck in survival for way too long, maybe your whole life. I definitely understand how that feels. I've been there. And if you're feeling called to go deeper into this work, if you want to learn how to read your own inner signals and respond with the medicine that will support you, I'd love to support you. My authentic energy alignments help to clear out that energy that's stagnant or draining or confusing or restless. And it helps to open your heart and your mind to the clarity and the peace that's your birthright. And what would it feel like to trust your body's wisdom as naturally as the animals do? To know exactly what practice you need in any moment. To know how to find that clarity. To find that peace. If your heart is saying yes, I invite you to reach out. Let's explore how we can work together, one-on-one. I can help you remember the wild, wise being that you truly are. And remember, be gentle with yourself. Again, we have a beautiful new moon this weekend that at times brings new ideas. It helps to help you set new goals or try something new. And sometimes it brings up emotions or it asks you to rest. The other wonderful thing about the new moon is the stars are brilliant. So I do hope that you enjoy your weekend and this upcoming week. And as we close, if you'd like to place your hands on your heart and offer gratitude to the Creator of all that is, that instills in us this wisdom. And thank you to all the creatures, all the animals that have so much love and wisdom to share with us, the ones we practice with today, and all the wild ones that will continue to show us the way home. Thank you, Mother Earth. for holding and loving and supporting all of us, humans, creatures, plants, everything and everyone, in your endless wisdom. And until we get together again next week, may you trust your ancient wisdom that lives in your bones, in your breath, and in your beautiful, responsive nervous system. I wish you peace and love and ease. I love you so much. Thank you again for being here with me tonight. Thank you for gathering together to share and learn. I so enjoy our time together. Take care of yourself. Until next time, sending you so much love.